everything that we're doing, everything, I mean, every day, every minute of our existence, we are the created being. We're the creature. We're the creation. And he created us to be the receivers of whatever he wants to give. We're here because he wanted to bestow, and he needed something to bestow into. But it's not just an end point there. His ultimate desire was that in bestowing to us, it would change us to become like him. You know, we see story after story of people that go from abject poverty, you know, musicians or athletes especially, who go from nothing to bazillionaires. And it ruins most of them. Why? Because they are completely unprepared in here for that. You are also. To give eternal life, to give you everything, are you really prepared for that kind of responsibility and the ability to avoid giving into the temptations of having everything? And by temptation, I mean the mindset that would come in. I don't mean temptation meaning if you have everything, what are you going to tempt to do? But it's the mindset, tempted to behave and think and act a certain way. The physical stuff really isn't that tough. But dealing with the people, Moses struggled, every leader struggled because the people are stiff-necked, self-sovereign. And then you wonder why you're not receiving from above. Because your field, your needs plowing. It's filled with rocks and roots and twigs and everything that's in the way. Weeds. And you wonder why you're not able to receive. You struggle. Because you're not understanding this. By this, I'm not talking about you don't understand Shavuot, or you don't understand Kashrut, or you don't understand Sabbath. No, you're not understanding this. Like, what is he doing and how is he doing it? You don't have to have all the answers yourself. You don't have to have the talents and gifts to teach. All you need to do is point someone to the teacher. You know, it's easier when it's certain things. Like, for example, let's say you were starting to play an instrument, and you started playing guitar, let's say, and somebody saw you who didn't know you knew how to play guitar. All of a sudden they see you playing guitar, and you're sounding pretty good. And they said, wow, I didn't know you played guitar. That's pretty good. And you said, yeah, I started taking lessons. And the person says, oh, that's incredible. Can you show me? And it's like, well, no, I just learned, but I can tell you where my teacher is, and you can go get lessons too. See, you would do that with other things. I mean, maybe you show your friend one chord you know how to do or something, but ultimately, you can only take them so far. You're not the teacher. People might get hung up only on verse 7, thinking it has to do with this idea of confessing. Look, it's a knowing. It says you have to know that Yeshua is Messiah. You have to know that he is the walking, talking, living Torah, that he's the way, the truth, the life, the light, the word, all of those things. You have to understand and be able to confess that you understand who and what he is. Some people want to limit it to this revelation that, you know, the Messiah just came and died and was resurrected. That's the Christian message. We don't have a Christian message here in 2 John. He's saying the people who are leading astray and went out in the world, what did they do? What was their problem? What was their issue? Not fully embracing who and what he is. In other words, don't let what others choose to do cause you to stumble so that you are going to lose what you worked for. What did you work for? I changed my life. I changed my attitude. I changed my behavior. I changed my language. I changed my approach to people. I changed my approach to the Creator. I worked on me and what I do. And then the works of my hands, of my mouth, of my behavior changed. The result, we'll call the works the result of the effort. He says, but you're going to lose all that. Because the result of the effort was to be in the kingdom, and you're going to allow these anti-Messiah people to lead you astray, and then you're going to lose the kingdom. Oh, no, Rabbi, once saved is always saved. I'm not losing anything. You're going to make those of us trying to teach you lose our minds is what you're going to do. But you know what's happening out there? There are Messianic, Hebrew roots, whatever you call them, congregations that are Torah something. Torah pursuing on whatever level. So they meet on Saturday, they don't eat pork, okay. Keep some of the feasts or all of them to whatever degree. But they still are trying to have this idea that everybody in the church is covenanted and part of the body right now the way they are. It's not true. I'm not picking on them. They've been lied to, like you were lied to. This is not their fault. I'm not judging them. If anybody's to blame, it's the Father who hasn't opened their eyes yet. I'm not about to blame him for anything, because that would put me in the same category what I just told you guys. Me not liking his decision on how he does what he does. He has chosen it this way, and I'm good with it. Two things happen when you walk with the person in this mess. You can be influenced by them and become that way, or they become enabled and entitled in their behavior because you allow them to do it. The third thing almost never happens, where they're influenced by you. Do you understand what I'm saying? The covenanted person is the fragile one that's likely to move. The uncovenanted person is less likely to move. You are more likely to become them than them you. Just like every person that says to me, well, you know, I only still go to that Sunday church because I'm trying to help them out of there. Really? How many people has that worked on yet? Anybody ever try that? Did it work? No. Did it get you thrown out? Yes. And then some of you will come up to you and say, Rabbi, why don't you make them stop? Because we're not a cult. I'm just going to stand up here and try to reach into your hearts and in your heads and get you to wake up. Because it says here, you are risking, listen to this, you are risking that you will share in the wicked works. That's what you're risking. Getting caught up in. So that's why Lashon Hara is so bad. If you let people talk and you sit there and let them talk and listen to that evil tongue, I know many of you have told me how close it came to almost drawing you over to that side. That you would sit with somebody who is just yakking away negative things about things that this ministry does or about me personally, whatever it was, and you found yourself drawn in that direction. With the renewing of your mind, you do this for a purpose, so that you prove. What would you have to prove? Well, you have your thoughts and your preferences, and then you have his. And when yours match his, you've proven that yours are right. When yours don't, you've proven that yours are wrong. Did you follow that? That's the proving process. If you can understand his mind and match it up with yours, what matches is good and the desire of Elohim. What doesn't is wrong. I mean, when I say what doesn't, I mean when you don't match him. Everything about him is right. This is how you prove what is well, good, and pleasing to Elohim. When you line you up with his mind, your mind line up with his mind.